Here's the full story. Uncharted 2, Mark Wahlberg reveals key developments for the sequel. Could it be good? Uncharted 2 stands out in the rapidly expanding realm of video game to movie adaptations, a sector experiencing growth akin to superhero films. Fact. Mark Wahlberg's latest statements have thrust the project into the limelight. In his latest interview with The Direct, Mark Wahlberg announced the active development of Uncharted 2, confirming that the screenplay is already written. Wahlberg shared that the script is still undergoing refinements, indicating that the creative team is exploring diverse narrative possibilities for the sequel, despite the varied critical response to the first film. Sony appears committed to continuing the Tom Holland-led Uncharted franchise. Until recently, details about Uncharted 2 have been sparse since the release of the initial film in early 2022. Wahlberg also expressed his readiness to reprise his role with the condition of elevating the sequel beyond its predecessor. Yes, please. He commented on the character Sully's iconic mustache, which he plans to don throughout the entire film if it proceeds. Wahlberg's commitment to authenticity... It's a mustache, Mark. Calm down. Wahlberg's commitment to authenticity was evident as he discussed his reluctance to use a fake mustache, emphasizing his preference for a real one. He believes that a genuine mustache adds to the character's depth and was pleased with the positive... I can't believe I'm reading this. Was pleased with the positive audience reaction to it in the first film's final scene. Okay. Is this a thing? Like... I'm just going to let me get your thoughts on Mustache Mountain. Like...
Mustache Mark!
Mustache Mark? What the hell?
I'm actually more than I got tears in my eyes.
Doesn't we have broken AJ?
Only Mark Wahlberg, and I swear to you guys when I say this, I have no hate for the guy. I actually really like Mark Wahlberg. But Mark Wahlberg is Mark Wahlberg at the same time. It's only Mark Wahlberg who goes, we're going to elevate the movie, not by doing better acting and developing a better story, by making sure I have a freaking organic mustache. Well freaking done, mate. And the Oscar goes to Mark Wahlberg's mustache. Like, come on.
Is that all? Is that your take?
Is that the more the story continued, the more it was just to focus on the mustache. And I'm like, what?
So is that your take? Yes.
Come again?
That's your take. I've got my segment from you, right? Okay. So look, by Mark Wahlberg's own admission, the first movie wasn't great. He was very coy at hiding that, but it's basically here in black and white. The first movie needed elevating. I don't fully understand why they didn't just listen. They made the mistake of doing what so many video game adaptations or comic book adaptations or any non-movie IP that's adapted into a movie so often, and it's a very late 90s, early noughties mistake, this. They try to use the IP as a means of selling tickets, but think they can do it better and create an entirely new story. When in fact, what happens, the way you're going to get bums in seats for this is the people who are fond of the IP and who want to see that IP given faithful adaptation on the big screen. We don't want to see people like Chloe and Nathan and Sully in an adventure which we're not familiar with, because guess what? As was exemplified in Uncharted 1, the writers were just not up to it. And the video game writers told a better story than the movie writers. It's just a fact. The story of Uncharted 1, the game, is so much better than the story of Uncharted 1, the movie. So could we just focus it up a bit and follow an actual story that's been presented and given to us in video game format already? Obviously, you can't fit a 16 to 20, a 5-hour game into an hour and a half to 2.5 hour movie. There are parts that need to be cut, tighten it up. You know, I don't need to see the train scene from Uncharted 2, which took 3 chapters of the game, play out for an hour. But give me the train scene in India. I don't need to see the epic climb up the crash train when he's in the Himalayas take half a chapter. But I want to see it in a movie. I don't need to see the swinging through the ice caves in Tibet take 5 chapters. But I want to see the swinging in the ice caves. Give me the things which make Uncharted great. Because you know what? Before the movie got its claws in, it was already great. So just give me that on the big screen. AJ, anything you want to add on this?
Just in a weird link to what we were talking on prior to recording. There is a lot in gaming. Gaming isn't just basic. Put it this way: if you're gonna take even stuff like Mortal Kombat, which are just straight up fighting games, have very in-depth stories. I remember playing number 10 and being like, "Where's this character?" and realizing there was a story, and I've missed a back catalog between the Mortal Kombats I've played. Video game story writers are story writers, and it needs to be respected. I could only co-sign in what you're saying, and it is something that you can't disrespect. If you believe in the franchise to take it the whole way. Make it essentially take the Disney blueprint and do a live action of a much loved IP. That's all people are looking for when they go rush into the cinema when they hear that name. We don't want to see a spin on Tomb Raider because the game tells a perfect story. And the same for Uncharted and many other of the games. And that's what I feel is being learned now. And is what is developing movies to be better than they have been.
Yeah, we don't want you'll appreciate this comment. We don't want video game movie adaptations getting even more complacent.